Unemployment is still up. People don't have jobs. People are still getting sick. Turmoil in politics. And we're trying to figure it out. The question is, how do we stay motivated? Well, this week on Motivation and Confidence, we're going to talk about ways in which you can stay motivated. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. And I'm your host, Tom Danger. As always, like, subscribe, and share. And if you have a subject matter that you'd like for us to discuss, please hit the website, tomdanger.com, www.tomdanger.com, and go to the contact section, fill out your question or comment, and we will definitely get back to you. So, how do you stay motivated? All the madness that's going on, while certain parts of the world are opening up. I can only speak for New York, and in New York, it's still rough. They're saying now we have to double up on masks. Schools are starting to open back up, but the rippling effect is the kids haven't been around other people socially, so now it's a challenge for them to transition from being introverts, by default, and being pushed back into society and figuring out how to interact with people. That has a struggle. My job is saying that, working remotely is going to end shortly. And it's highly encouraged that everyone gets a vaccine in order for them to come back to the workplace. So it's sort of like whether or not you want to get a vaccine, then you're going to feel some sort of way if you don't get the vaccine. And you have social distancing rules once you get back to the office, which is all madness. Nothing is the same. The way that we looked at life and our interactions and how we consume things has totally changed. And it can take a toll on you. I know the past year has been rough for a lot of people. So I hope that this podcast will give you an idea of what you can do to stay motivated. And I always like to share a story. So in the past year, when we were first instructed that we were going under a lockdown, the first thing that came to mind was, what can I do to keep myself mentally stable? What is one thing that I could do to keep myself mentally stable? Mind you, we couldn't go outside, only if you were going to the store, an emergency, or picking up medicine, right? Those were the three criteria. Otherwise than that, you were not allowed outside in general. Like, it was total lockdown. But if you were exercising, you were allowed to go outside with your mask on and gloves in order to get some exercise. And this is where you can take the advantage of staying motivated. I basically started doing pull-ups and walking 7 days a week. I would spend an hour, like 6 o'clock in the morning till 7 p.m. doing these exercises. Not strenuous, a nice and easy walk, not when not that many people are outside, just to keep my mind clear. Because I know a lot of us have put on weight in the past year. Now we're trying to battle and figure out how to get that weight off, as well as how to get back into the groove of things. But whether or not you like to exercise extensively, having an exercise regimen, just something that you do on a daily basis, will work wonders for you. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to build a habit. It's going to put you into a routine. And when you're basically in one particular area for a long period of time, you need something that is sort of like your escape. Otherwise, your mind is just going to think about all the things that go wrong. So exercising was a way that I found to keep my mind busy. And I don't mean busy as in chatter. I mean busy in the sense of creativity in solving problems. Because that's basically what we need to stay functioning. You know, when our kids just sit on our devices, what happens is they become numb. And not even the kids, but even ourselves. When we just, once we're in these confinements, is the only way that you can interact with people pretty much is through social media. And you're looking at certain things, and a lot of the things that we see is put in front of us to hold our attention. Which brings me to another point. When you're looking at things on social media, you have to ask yourself, what are you looking at and why, right? You should be looking at things that fall into 3 buckets. And this is the way social media is made, so it's up to you, right? It's inspiration, education, or entertainment. It's one of those 3 buckets. Now, a lot of us just get stuck on the entertainment side, and what may appear entertaining to one person may come across as non-entertaining to another person, right? So I may like to watch people get pies smashed in their face. So like when you go on TikTok and the lady puts the egg in the water bottle, you lean your face over, you squeeze the water, you smack them in the head with it. Like, I think that's hilarious. But to other people, they may say, like, this is the silliest thing ever. So ask yourself, what type of content are you consuming? Are you looking at destinations that you would like to travel to one day? Are you looking at homes that you visualize yourself living in? Are you getting lost in other people's lifestyles and drama that adds no value to what you're doing? So you want to look at those things and ask yourself, is this really helping me to stay where I want to be mentally? And all these little things play into your motivation, right? Even with the podcast, are you listening to things that are helping you to feel and stay uplifted? Are you having conversations with people who have an optimistic mindset, or those who just complain about everything, those who just complain about the condition that we're in and the lack that we have, as opposed to making the best of what we have, right? So in the first 2 examples, we talked about exercising and what you consume on social media. Again, inspiration, education, entertainment. And that looks different for each of us. But you want to ask yourself, am I consuming, or are you consuming the content that's going to keep you uplifted, right? And if I could round it out with the third thing, is what are you putting into your body? What are you eating, right? We're talking about ways to stay motivated. If all you're eating is junk food, and I get it, right? We on lockdown and it feels miserable. Not lockdown now, but we're in this new lifestyle and it's not as comfortable as what it used to be. So it's easy for us to fall into the default of, well, let me get all the things that make me feel good. Let me get the cakes, the cookies, the chips, the meats, the this, the this. Do what you want to do in your own house. I'm not here to tell you how to run your house. I'm asking you a question of, when you consume certain things, how do you feel afterwards? When you bust down a bag of chips, do you feel like you're full of energy, like you can get up in the morning and go for that walk, or go for that run, or jump some rope? Or do you feel lazy? How's that meat really making you feel? Are you getting good quality, good cuts of meat? Are you preparing it properly? Are you consuming the proper amount of fruits, vegetables, and grains? right? Think about it. When you're consuming something that's colorful, it stimulates your mind in a particular way. Heavy on juicing. If you don't like to eat fruits and vegetables like that, get something in a jar. Find that one fruit. Like, don't go crazy. Like, I'm always talking about juicing, but don't go crazy trying to go out and buy juicer and press juices and you messing it up and kale and all this stuff. And then you have other information out there on social media that's misleading that says you can't mix grapes with spinach because your body, like, none of that. You find out what works best for you. When you consume something, think about or pay attention to how you feel afterwards. And that's a great indicator. How do you feel after you consume certain things, right? So again, 3 things that you can do to help keep you motivated. 1, exercise. 2, what you consume on social media and in conversation in a person. And 3, what you consume in your body. Okay? This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. And also, if there's things that you could recommend for other people that they can try to stay motivated, leave it in the comments. Thank you.